Hi, this is Dave Kahle. Welcome to our Practical Wisdom series of podcasts where we try to provide wisdom and resources and focus on helping sales professionals and business executives sell better, lead better, and live better. Hi, this is Dave. In a previous podcast, I wrote the qualities of character in the CEO were a more important indicator of business success than the business model itself. And in this and the next few podcasts, I'm going to share those qualities that I believe mark a great business leader. First, a little bit of a disclaimer. This is one person's point of view. It's not the result of some study that surveyed 10,000 business owners. Instead, it's the result of my personal and anecdotal experience. Now, having said that, I've spoken to and with thousands of business executives in the U.S. and other countries, and I've personally and contractually worked with over 500 of them. So I have, I believe, achieved a breadth of experience in the world of business that, seasoned with a little bit of wisdom, has a validity of its own. So, just a disclaimer: this is one guy's opinion. Having said that, I think I'm a more than a layman's opinion. So, my nomination for a character trait that fuels business success, this is number 3, and that is a continuous quest for more. Let me repeat that: a continuous quest for more. All right, I realize this is probably language you haven't heard, so let's get into it. Let's define more. Now, I'm not talking about greed here, although money is a part of it. More refers to the concept that in every aspect of one's life and in one's business, there are greater heights to be experienced, greater accomplishments to achieve, greater impact to be had, greater knowledge to be obtained, greater wisdom to be acquired, greater good to be done, and more money to be made, more customers to acquire, more revenue to realize, more markets to penetrate, more employees to hire, more influence to extend. Regardless of where you're at, there's always more. Now, for a person with this character trait, the status quo is never acceptable. The status quo is only today's version and this moment's situation. It's a temporary circumstance which can be made better. And after all, there's always more. So these people are driven by a sense of positive discontent. They believe at the very core of their being that there is more to be accomplished. I often say this in my seminars, quote, if there's nothing more you want to acquire, nothing else you want to achieve, nothing more you want to become, no one else you want to impact, if you are perfectly content with every aspect of your life and career, then you will not grow, you will not achieve, and you will not become a person greater than you are now. Now, I'm hardly the first person to uncover this trait, this principle. Similar sentiments have been expressed by folks far wiser than I. Here's Nathaniel Hawthorne. This is what he had to say: the world owes all its onward impulses to men ill at ease. The happy man inevitably confines himself within ancient limits. Every invention, every institution, every organization traces its beginning to a person who was discontent with something. Every effort to improve either oneself or the world outside begins with an impulse of discontent. Now, if you're perfectly content, then the status quo, the world defined by the events of yesterday, according to Hawthorne's ancient limits, if you're perfectly content, then the status quo is acceptable. Here's another recognizable person who had something to say to it: restlessness and discontent are the necessities of progress. Guess who said that? Thomas Edison. Now, he's another mover and shaker, was another mover and shaker in the world. His point is this: if you're perfectly content with the status quo, and in this case reading by candlelight, then there's no reason to expend the energy to invent the light bulb. Every invention, every attempt at progress begins when a person is driven to create more. Let me borrow one more quote, this one from the world of sports. Vince Lombardi: we are going to relentlessly chase perfection, knowing full well we will not catch it, because nothing is perfect. but we are going to relentlessly chase it because in the process we will catch excellence. Can you imagine a team, any team from, elementary school to the pros, beginning the season with the coach pronouncing that, guys, we're as good as we hope to be. We cannot become better, either individually or as a team, so we are not going to practice. We are perfectly content with our current level of proficiency. Well, that thought is just ludicrous. The very idea of sports or team competition of any kind implies a core drive to become better, to become more. Can you imagine coach saying to a team, we can't get better? I don't think so. The quest for more is the engine which drives human progress in every sphere of activity. More expresses itself in different ways in different situations. In every individual's life and in every organization's tenure, more can call for a focus that shifts over time. Now, at the inception of an organization, for example, more shows itself as discontent with a problem that calls to be solved. Or it could be a yearning for more freedom or a more substantial income on the part of the entrepreneur. Most mission or vision statements reflect a quest for more. Organizations with motivational visions always express in that vision a description of more. Now, as an organization grows and evolves, more can morph, and it can become a calling to be maybe a more positive force in the market or a more positive force in its employees' lives. Some organizations shift their desire for more to a more spiritual focus, driving the organization to become a positive spiritual force in the lives of its employees and stakeholders. So it changes more, the focus of more changes over time, but it's always the driving force. Now, the same is true for individuals. Early in adulthood, for example, more may focus more on education or a better job, and later it may call for a yearning for a more intimate relationship with a spouse or become a more effective parent. And later still, more can light upon more economic security, greater influence, more friends. More shifts. The focus of more shifts from time and age. But in this podcast, we're focusing specifically on business success. I've seen successful businesses where none of the executives evidenced a degree of more. However, their success is always temporary and usually inherited. The owners may have inherited a business from their parents or purchased it from the entrepreneurs who began it, and now they're perfectly content with the status quo. No one drives, pushes for more. Now, having gained the advantage of years of experience and the long-term perspective that brings, I find that inevitably, a few years later, that business is struggling. And so that brings me back to where I started. Not everyone is driven by more. While I have no data other than my personal experience, I suspect that the majority of people on the planet are more motivated by attaining comfort and contentment than they are driven by more. The continuous quest for more is one of the character traits that defines the owners and executives who drive successful organizations. From my experience, it's a rare commodity. However, without it, few organizations can sustain success over time, and few individuals will ever achieve their purpose in life. That's why character trait number 3 on my list of essential character traits for great business leaders. Number 3 is continuous quest for more. Okay, that's it. We're done. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Dave again. I just want to take a second of your time and encourage you to pick up one of my books. I've written 13 books, and a number of them have become worldwide sellers, and this is one. It's called 11 Secrets of Time Management for Salespeople. 11 Secrets of Time Management for Salespeople. So originally it was 10 secrets, and it became a worldwide seller. Available in 20 different countries and in 8 different languages. And a number of years ago, my publishers came back to me and said, Dave, we'd like to do a second edition. in honor of the 10th anniversary of that. Let's call it 11 Secrets. I said, okay, so we did 11, so we added another one, came with a second edition. So this is the second edition. Honestly, there are concepts and practices and processes that we detail, very specific detail, that will change your performance forever. I mean, time management is, of course, the greatest challenge for salespeople today, and we've got solutions that are proven, evergreen solutions for salespeople to use their time in a far more effective way. It's only, it's less than $20. You can get it online, get it through Amazon, or buy it on my website, davekahle.com. Doesn't matter. Get it wherever books are sold. It will be something that will change your career forever. 11 Secrets of Time Management for Salespeople. Okay? Thanks.